get the most out of the class, the flow of the class, you'll want to set up your space like so. We've got one chair for sitting, and then two more set up with the backs of the chairs facing in. So what this allows us to do is when we stand up, you've got yourself a balance support so that you can practice as if you're standing with nothing, but but you're safe. You're safe. And so we do some various challenges. So ideally, you take a moment here in the beginning and set up your space just as you see there. One chair for sitting, two chairs, backs of chairs facing in. Ideally, the backs of those chairs are high enough to be readily reachable so you don't have to bend over to get to them. So ideally, that's the setup. And you'll see I have my camera a little low so you don't see as much above, but down here is where we're really working on, turning and moving forward and backwards. And then the other piece is that if I change an angle like I just did there and I'm at this angle, you don't change your angle. You just keep facing forward. I'm changing angles sometimes to allow you to see more of what's happening. Because sometimes on the camera, forward and back, it's a little bit difficult to see it. Once you got that set up, then find your seat, scoot to the front edge of the chair, and we always open with a little opening meditation. Meditation has benefit to mental presence and clearing out the noise, right? Sort of the subtle, intangible layer, but a very tangible benefit for meditation, sitting correctly, is that you train the postural alignments that you want to carry with you when you stand up, when you walk. We get to train them in our seated position. So if I'm sitting with bad posture, it's likely that when I stand up, I'm going to carry that bad posture with me. And the inverse is also true. That if you can get that upright quality through your body, I sit sideways here for a moment so you can see head, shoulders, spinal column, hips, all in a good alignment. It's not something that I'm forcing. It's just something you want to take a little time to align and then relax. Now here we are sitting upright, hands resting on your thighs, elbows soft and sunk, shoulders loose. Legs as well, even though they're somewhat supporting us here, you want to have them be loose. You see how I'm able to move my thighs and hips, so I'm not clenching here. It's relaxed. Let your two buttock bones, those two bones that you feel if you tip left and tip right, let those be your plug. You're plugging into your chair, and then your chair is plugging into the earth. So we are grounded down, and we want to allow that down quality. So in Tai Chi, they call that Chunwan. It means to be soft, sunken, heavy. So let that ground you, this feeling of release, relaxation. And what you'll find, especially as you practice more, is when you let that sinking quality go down through the chair and down through your legs, that there's a sort of buoyancy, a levity, a lightness, which is called Qingling, lightness and nimbleness. Let's take about 5, 6, 7 breaths in through the nostrils, long, smooth, and full. through the mouth. Let's do that 7, 8 times. Feel the muscular and structural movement of breath. Inhale, expanding, opening, stretching you open. And then the exhale, settling you, softening you. And then again. In the nose. Out the mouth. Three more. Let's add now some movement. First movement, slide your hands, elbows, and shoulders back. Lift your chest up and your chin up. Arch your back. So there's a end of this range, this spinal extension. Now, slide your hands forward, past your knees a little bit, but then hollow the chest back, round your back, and drop your head completely. And there's an end to that range. And then go back to the first movement. Slide the hands back, the elbows back, the shoulder blades back, arch the back, lift the gaze, look up, go to the end of that range, and then go to the second movement again. Slide the hands forward, hollow the chest, round the back, drop your head, and do it again. Let's do 3 more. Add the breath. Inhale, slide hands, elbows, shoulders, look up, arch the body. Exhale, slide the hands forward, hollow the chest, round your back, drop your head. Inhale, slide the hands, elbows, shoulders back. Exhale. Rounding, hollow. Last time. Inhale, slide hands, elbows, shoulders back. And just settle to the neutral position, sitting upright. Ideally, what you feel, especially over time, is you just loosened everything up, which allows you to actually settle more comfortably into the middle. And also you feel more interior space. So instead of that congested feeling, the body has a little more space. And so that's what we want to keep developing, more and more room for function. Slide your left hand forward past your knee, right hand and elbow back, and turn the shoulders, turn the head, look over the shoulder. Now, inhale back to the middle. Exhale, go the other way. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back. Turn the whole body, turn the head. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn to your right. Left hand forward, right hand back, turn. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. One more. Back to middle. Settle and just feel again that idea that we've loosened some stuff up in there and we've bought a little bit of real estate for the various mechanisms. Hang your arms loose, shift your weight more to your right buttock, middle, and left buttock. So feel how there's this room to tip in the hips, and then add to that. We go to the right buttock, lean the body, kind of like a palm tree in the wind, leaning, and then lift your left wrist up. This allows us a little more tip. You can tip just a little more, and then let's come back to middle. So you go to where both buttocks are on the chair, your body is upright, arm is hanging, and then tip to your left buttock, lean the spinal column to the side, lift your right wrist, floating like it's on a puppet string, and then let's go back to the middle. The body rights itself. Let's go to the other side. Tip to your right buttock, lean, left wrist floats up, and then we float back to the middle. And then tip to your left buttock, side lean, and back to the middle. One more time each. Side bend, and middle. Side bend, and now shoulders. This is one we just have to learn. Up and down. So these are called your scapula, your shoulder blades, and they have to be free to move. A lot of times they're glued and stuck to our body, and that makes us kind of top heavy and less functional with our upper body, and it makes us less graceful when we move. So we're shrugging up and sliding down. That's the first movement. Let's do that twice more. Up, down, up, down. Second movement, squeeze them back, let them settle, and then move them apart from each other. This is always the weirdest one. It's called protraction. You see this shape that I'm making? The scapula are sliding around the side of the body, and then let them settle to middle. Squeeze them back like you're cracking a walnut between your shoulder blades. Let them settle, and then spread them apart so they come around. Now, from this shape, lift up. While lifted, squeeze back. While back, slide down. Let them settle. Do it again. Forward, up, back, down, neutral, forward and up, back and down. One more. Settle, forward, up, and just think of this like you're cleaning off rust and residue and glue, what they call adhesions in the body. We're cleaning that out and allowing the body to slide and flow better. Now reverse. We start by going back, then up, forward, then down. This one's often a little weirder for the brain. We'll just do 4 more. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. Then we go back, up, forward, down, neutral, back, up, forward, down, and neutral. All right. Now, before we stand up, we just got to tune the legs just a little bit. So scoot back on your chair so you're very sturdy and stable. Now we lift the right knee, flex the right foot, and draw the leg in like a spring loading, and then push, and then reload, and then set the foot down. Other side. We load, push, load, down. Other side. Load, push, load, down. Switch. Load, push, load, down. One more each. Push, load, down. And load, push, load, down. And straighten your right leg. Now just the range of motion for our foot and ankle. Point, flex. Point, flex. That's the first move. And second move, tilt the foot in, out. It's called inversion, eversion. It's like a little waggle of the foot. Now, put those two together for the third move, which is in, point, out, flex. So that makes the circle. In, point, out, flex. Circle one way. And then reverse. In, flex, out, point. Again, we're clearing off glue, rust, residue, and we're promoting flow and space and function. Other foot, straighten. First movement, point, flex. Second movement, tilt, tilt. Invert, evert. Third movement, circle. Reverse circle. And down. Scoot once again forward on your chair, all the way to that front edge. So in Tai Chi, understanding the body, the most important mechanism is groin, belly, lower back. This section of the body is the middle. It's the cockpit. It's the main mechanism. One of the problems with it is that things get stuck together. And so then when we move around, we're clumsy because there's not flow and space. You think about like a Latin dancer or a great martial artist, they have all this function in space. So we're liberating and training this section of our body. Step your feet wider than hip distance. One of the most important parts is that these legs rotate. So lift your toes, turn on the heels, turn knees and toes in. That's internal rotation. And then lift your toes, turn out. Feel that opening, that corkscrew open. Then lift your toes and corkscrew in. And then lift and corkscrew out. In, out. In, out. One more. In, one more. Out. Back to neutral. Now, from that same junction, the legs don't move, but the hips fold. So fold in half at the hips. So feel there, some of you might even feel the lower back buttocks stretching just by folding in half. And then sit vertical. And then from there, tip back a little bit. And then sit vertical. And from that same junction, just fold. And sit vertical. And tip back. Sit vertical one more time. So we're like lubricating the gears, the functioning mechanisms of this body. And sit vertical. Now, we add these things together to do a complex movement like standing up. One of the problems with standing up is that people start from here, where their body weight is here, and then they try to just go straight up. But the problem is their body weight's here, and it needs to get here. The body weight has to get down to the ground. Your feet are in front. So that's why the technique for standing up is hang the arms loose so that you're not top heavy. Fold at the hips like we just did. So notice I'm not thinking up. In fact, I'm almost thinking forward and down. By going forward, the weight got down to the earth through my feet. And then once it's down there, now standing up, no problem, right? Going all the way upright. Sitting down is in reverse. We first fold at the hips. Then the weight stays under your feet the whole time as you fold, 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 fold. You land your tush on the chair, and then now you're back to sitting. So standing up, in fact, is more about forward and down than it is up. So it's fold, come forward so your weight's out of the chair and it's down through your feet. Then you're safe to rise. Fold, sink, and settle. So let's see if we can get that to flow. Let's do 3 more. Because eventually you don't have to fold quite as much to get that same technique. Then it can look something like I just did there. Just a straight up. Same thing on sitting down. We can fold just a little bit, sink, so it doesn't look like we're sticking our butts way out in either direction. But first we do have to break through so we feel that forward and that down pull. One more time. And now, don't sit in your chair. Instead, fold and sink. And see if you can touch your shins or touch your shoes or touch the floor. And then push through the earth and rise. And then fold and sink. And rise. It's called the Tai Chi squat. And what you want to really notice is that I'm not pushing my knees forward. The hips, this magic junction that I was talking about, that's where all this function and power comes from. So if we lose this middle mechanism, we got a lot of problems. That's the bad news. But if we train it, it really takes over and is where we can really function from. So that's the good news. So we're training this. Now, this mechanism does multiple things, right? So now get to where you have yourself this chair in front of and off to your right, so this keeps you safe. But ideally, in the first 2 things here, first 2 exercises, don't use your hands at all. But if you need to, please do. So this same middle mechanism that we were just using to stand up and sit down, let's use it to put the weight into one leg and empty it out of the other. So this foot becomes less full, and then change. Now, a lot of times when I do this, what I see people do is stand frozen like this and then lean their upper body. But notice when I move, I don't lean my body at all, but I'm doing something. So it's this space here, this room, this not being too stuck together and glued that allows me to change and change. And this ability right here, this simple ability, is the key to being able to walk, to go upstairs, to go downstairs, to sideways, to turn around, to do everything fancy. You got to be able to go one leg full, one leg empty, and then switch that so that this one's full and this is empty. Usually everybody has a strong side and a weak side. So if you start to pay attention, you'll notice you feel more fear on one of these legs and less on the other. That means if you're wise, you'll spend more time on your scary side. You'll stay there. You'll really try to bring it up and make it more robust and strong. But usually when we're not paying attention, we avoid it. And so that's where things get worse and worse over time. So getting to where we even out the ability to go one full empty, one full empty. Now, stay in your left leg, right leg empty, lift the heel and get to the tippy toe of the shoe. Then place the whole foot down, change the body weight. All the weight in the right leg, left leg is empty. Lift the heel, get to the tippy toe, place the heel back down, change again. One full, one empty, or poetically, one mountain, one cloud. Now make your right leg the mountain, sturdy, stable. Then the left leg a cloud, light, levity, buoyancy. And then change. Now we take the challenge up again. Hand on the chair, get to the tippy toe of your cloud foot, and then disconnect it. Let the cloud float up off the floor just a little bit. Place the foot down without any body weight, and then change. So now you got mountain, cloud. Get to the tippy toe. Use the chair so that you feel confident to float the foot, land the foot, change the weight. Tippy toe, float, land, change. Maybe you even feel confident enough to try no hands. Tai Chi, one of its hallmarks is slowness, moving slowly. And that's not to make it easier. In fact, it's far more challenging to go slow, 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 lift a little bit, slowly lower it down, change. And especially the aging human, whether it's Parkinson's or just time, just being an older brain and body, what happens is we lose this nuance, this control mechanism. And so slowing down and practicing Tai Chi really tunes up brain, nervous system, and body relationship. So it's perfect for things like Parkinson's, but it's actually perfect for the aging human. Let's take it up a notch. Hand on chair, go to a tippy toe. Now we're going to repeat. So lift this leg as high up as you can, and then place the whole foot on the ground, and we're just going to do that again. Same leg. Lift, down. So we're training both sturdy, stable mountain and totally free and limber and loose leg. Right? This freedom to float and settle, to fold up and extend. Now switch. So put all the weight into that, formerly the cloud leg, and they switch and change. Now it's all the way. And then down with no body weight, but place the foot on the ground. And then lift and down. And someday, maybe that's today, no hands, right? But if you do that and you start tensing up, it's not worth it. It's better to use the chair and remain relaxed, because Tai Chi, you got to be relaxed. Now let's alternate each time. So change the weight, lift, lower, change the weight, lift, lower. The magic part is the part that's almost hidden right here. That change is what people forget, and that's what allows this athleticism to come back, is that you go change. Now I can go up and down very fast. Change. Change. And this is the martial art application as well. If I'm in this position, I'm actually quite a dangerous body. I got kicks, I got blocks, I got all kinds of different activity here because of the sturdiness of this. And then we change. Now, let's take this and put it into motion, basically, moving through space. So make sure that chair is in front of you and off to your right. Be a little bit extra back, because we have a little mini runway right here. Put all your weight in your left leg and float your right foot out in front and place the heel on the ground. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the relationship. I'm not way out here. It's just right in front. Now, the primary direction is still down, even though I'm moving forward and backward. It looks as though I'm focused on moving forward and backward, but if I'm doing it right, I'm just going down, down, right? So now I'm down to the earth here, and then I'm down to the earth here. And I'm moving forward a good 6, 8, 12 inches, but I'm also focused on alignment, softness, and groundedness, right? Down to the earth, right down to the earth. So this is your level 1, where you're not really leaving the ground, but you're trying to get empty and full, empty, full, mountain and cloud. Let's add a challenge here. Place your hand on the chair, your front leg empty, float, down, shift. Now as you establish in that front leg, like a little flamingo, just bend that knee, and then set the toe down, and then shift. The weight sturdy through this leg, lift, lower, shift, bend, down, shift, relax, loose. That relaxation both grounds us and frees and liberates the body. Let's go level 3 on this. Hand on chair for sure. Go for that full lift. Set the foot down. Shift into it, moving forward. Then this back leg, move it forward and up. Then reach it behind without putting any weight in it. Then shift the weight into it, moving backwards. The weight down, staying down, allows that lift and lower. Then we shift. Then this back leg, forward and up. Reach the toe back, that down. Lift, lower, shift. Lift, return, shift. So this word swift, as we slow down enough, loosen things up, and work on grounding and staying grounded, we start to be able to have some snaps, some movement in this body that's safe and sturdy and organized, right? Let's switch sides. So come back over to the other side, and let's do it all in the opposite. Put all your weight in your right leg, left foot empty, put it out in front, heel touching. So we got full, empty, primary direction, down. Down through that front leg, back foot empty. Down through the back leg, front foot empty. Let your body just come along for the ride. So when we relax, the body actually unifies and everything moves together. So we don't have to hold it together. We actually want to relax it so that it comes together. Because if we're holding everything together, right, it makes sense to realize, oh yeah, that would make me heavier, clumsier, rigid, right? Versus if we're relaxed, we've got smoothness, glide, slide, and the primary direction is down. Now, hand on chair, lift, lower, down, flamingo, toe, down, lift, lower, down. We're training the middle mechanism. This is just one of the things that this middle mechanism is built to do. Move forward and back, change empty and full. Let's go level 3. All the way, down, shift. All the way forward and up. Reach the toe back with no body weight. Then shift. Lift, lower, shift. Forward and up. Reach back. Shift. Lift, lower, shift. Change sides. We step over here. Now set up as if we're going to do the exact same exercise. Hold on one second. All right. Okay. So we're set up as if we're going to do the same exercise. So all the weight's in the left. Put your right foot in front, heel touching. So remember the first exercise was shift. Now from here, the back foot being empty, step it, keeping it empty when you step it, and then shift again. So now we've taken one full step forward. Let's do that backwards by going down into your right leg. Left foot needs to be empty to safely step it without any weight, and then shift. So the problem is what most of the time happens is we shift. Let's say we get 70 or 80%. There's still some heaviness here, but people yank the leg and step it and sort of fall into that leg, as opposed to what we want to do. Shift 100, 0, then be able to float this foot out in front and then shift 100, 0. Then we go back by going 100, 0, step the 0, the cloud foot, and then change again. 100, 0. Do it again. Shift, step, shift. Middle mechanism, changing full to empty. These are principles, infrastructural principles of Tai Chi. And they're used to do very fancy martial art movement as well as walk, right? Basic walk. Now, level 2, we just add challenge. So hand on the chair so you can go lift, lower, shift, and then act as if you're stepping over something, setting the foot down with 0 body weight, then shift, and then little flamingo with the back foot. So now we're adding the test of, hey, are you really a cloud? Are you really a mountain? Or are you kind of stuck somewhere in the middle? So it's very revealing to add this stepping over challenge. Little flamingo. Yeah. Complete transformation of full to empty, empty to full, and then complete transformation back. Now, level 3, hand on chair, lift, lower, shift. Now this sort of full range, heel, knee, foot, down, then shift. Forward and up. Reach back. Shift. One mountain, one cloud. The cloud leg, float, tuck, reach. All that is training this cockpit, this wheelhouse of the body. Shift. Full range. Shift. This one is sometimes called the heron wading through the stream. Right? This idea of how, if you've ever seen one of the big birds walking in the water, it places the foot in the water without causing a ripple, changes the weight, removes this other leg without causing a ripple. It's looking around, looking for fish. Change. Move. Because any little herky-jerky yanking would splash the water around, right? And that would also cause us to be less stable. Now, change sides. Let's do that little progression on the other side. So put the weight in the right leg, left foot in front. Level 1 is the best time to practice no hands on anything, where we just go shift, step without shifting, shift. And then we go shift back, step back, shift back, shift, step, shift, shift, step, shift. Couple more. Come to rely upon precise softness, precise relaxation. So we're not sloppily falling around, but we're precisely releasing the weight out of the body to the ground. Out of the body to the ground. So we're not carrying around clumsiness. We're loose and pliable. Now, hand on chair so you can up the ante. Left leg lift and lower. Shift, and now there's something on the ground we have to step over, so you pick that foot up and just take a small step. Shift. Little flamingo that just challenges, says, hey, how full are you really? And then shift. Now the reverse step. Up, tuck, reach. Shift back. The weight down is what gives me the safe capacity to lift and lower. The weight down gives me the safe step. The weight down, lift and lower. So if we agree that the weight down is the trick, the question should then be, well, how do I get it down? Do I push it? Do I force it? And the answer is much better than that. It's relax. Just relax. The weight goes where the weight goes. It just goes down. But any tension picks it back up. So we gotta soften, release. And in that soft space, there's lubrication, there's pop, there's what they call fa jing, the ability to issue. Let's go level 3. Lift, lower, shift. Now use the chair so you can courageously bend, lift, float, lower, so you really challenge the full range of that mechanism. Change. Same thing here. All the way up, all the way back, shift. And then it's up, tuck, reach, shift. The weight down, the weight down, heel, knee, foot. The weight down, weight down. The heron walks, wades in the stream. Right, this up, down, shift. Remove the foot from the water without causing a ripple. Set it back down, shift. Last. Now, let's all move to the far left of your space. And then turn and face down range. So really what you need, again, because I see some of you have 2 people in the space, so just what you need is a runway. So you need room for about 5 or 6 steps. And also what you need is something there for safety so that there's no, we have a 0 tolerance policy for injury and falling, right? That's we've yet to have anyone do it, so ideally we continue that trend. Once you got your setup, let's go level 1. Put all your weight in your right leg, left foot in front. Now remember, the primary direction is down. That moved you forward. Step without any body weight, down, moves you forward. Step without any weight, so that means your body doesn't move when you take a step, but it moves when you shift. You step, then you shift. Step first, shift second. In reverse, it's still down, step without putting weight in that foot, but get it ready, and then go down. Step without any body weight, down. So I'm moving backwards, but I'm not pitching backwards unsafe. I'm actually standing straight up and down and just floating backwards. Forwards, let's see if you can add a little flow to it. So it's step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, step. So now we're just cruising without that stop, right? So at first we stop so that we go, okay, that's full, that's empty. Okay, that's full, that's empty. But eventually it's just down, 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 down. And it's like your car, how your car goes forward while your wheels are going down. Your car's just cruising. That's how we are. We just go down, wheel, wheel, wheel. But our experience is floating. If we do it right, we float. Right? Now, stick with that or add the idea that if it took you 6 steps to get across, make it 5 or make it 4 by just extending the length. So now we go down, down. So I just did that in 3 steps. Down, down, down. What you want to have in mind is that to go faster is not to hurry up. Because especially with Parkinson's, I've noticed when people start trying to hurry up, the body freezes more and more. So think of it like, oh, like a jaguar, like you're just long striding. So in effect, you're actually slowing way down and moving faster because of it, because now you're looser and going 1, 2. So I just covered that same distance in 2 steps, but not because I hurried, because I relaxed so much that I could go 1, 2, 1, 2, and yet I'm still just middle mechanism floating. Okay, and let's learn one more little skill here. Be on the far left of your space, but be able to see forward. And put all your weight in your left leg, right leg out to the side and back in. So you're going to repeat that. The weight stays here, and you go out and in. And what you don't want to happen is, as you step the foot, you don't want your body to get pulled with it. So can you separate the leg from the body? So it's out, in, empty, still empty, still empty, still empty. Now put it out there. Now this one full, this empty, change that. So it's full, empty, full, empty. The middle pivot, the central pillar just floating along. We've got equilibrium, we've got balance, we've got organization, internal organization, and yet here we are being athletic, moving, slip into the left, slip into the right, and we're grounded, yet we're relaxed and loose. Now stay in your right leg, left leg empty, in, back out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Now in, from here, change the weight to your left leg and then back to your right leg. So we bring the feet all the way together, so it's sort of this unstable place at first, but if you relax, you find that you can go, oh, down through here, change. So this internal ability to go full empty and then full empty teaches us that the direction is down, down, down. Now let's put it into practice. Go right foot out, empty. Change the weight to the right leg. Bring the left foot in, empty. Change the weight to the left leg. Out. Now we're going this way. So right foot goes out. We change and we've moved this way. We bring the left foot in and keep it in and just put the weight into the left leg to free the right leg for another step. Shift. And another step. Shift. One more time. Out. Shift. Now we're going to go back this way. So go down your left leg. Right foot empty, bring it in. Change the weight to the right leg so your left foot is free now to step out. Shift to the left leg. Right foot, bring it in. Change the weight to the right leg so you can step out. Change the weight to the left leg. Bring the right foot in. Shift, step, shift, step. Remember, it's the middle pivot and relaxation. You know, just to simplify it for us. Let go and move from your middle. Let's go there and back again. 1, shift, in, shift, out, shift. See if you can carry a cappuccino cup on top of your head filled to the brim. Again, don't really try it, but have the idea that if you move from here correctly, there's a sort of stillness at the top of the head that you could almost float across without tipping the cup off your head. And we go the other way. Change. Step. Now, stand with your feet about little wider than hips distance, knees soft, and find this change again. Change to the right leg, change to the left leg. You got your middle pivot again. Now we add, as you shift to your left leg, turn the belly a little bit from there, so you turn the body left. Stay turned a little bit left as you shift to the right leg, and then turn the body right. So we're adding an ability to the middle pivot. Shift to the left leg, turn to the left. And then shift to the right leg, turn to the right. So it's shift and turn, brush knee and sweep. So those of you that come to the Friday class, this movement will be very familiar to you. Shift and turn, brush knee and sweep. So what we're going to do to finish our class today is level 1A of what we might call advanced Tai Chi. Because what makes it advanced is that there's stepping, there's movement, and there's hand choreography, you could call it. So it's called the bear washing his paws in the stream. So shift left, turn from your middle pivot, and that turn induces this brush and sweep. Now turn your hands around, shift right, turn from the belly right, brush and sweep. Shift left, turn left, brush and sweep. Shift right, turn right, brush, sweep. Now stay in your right leg, bring your left foot in. Shift into your left leg, turn, brush, sweep. Now stay here, your right leg should be empty, step it out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Now your left foot should be empty, step it in. Shift into your left leg, turn, brush, sweep. Right leg empty, step it out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Left foot empty, step it in. Shift into the left leg, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot empty, step it out. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Left foot empty, bring it in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot empty, step it out. One more time, then we go back. So this is the last thing we'll do for today's class. Just try to let it plant the seed in your brain of what is Tai Chi, right? It's this leg shift, this turn of the waist, this brush and sweep. Bring the right foot in. Shift, turn. Let's turn it into the bear swats the jumping fish. So the lower body movement is the same, but we're adding now one hand is up high, the big old bear paw, swat the jumping fish. The other hand still brush knee. Step in. Then they switch again. So remember, it's yin to yang, yang to yin, or high to low, and then it switches low to high. Right? What is low is going to go high, what is high is going to go low. We're turning, so it's all about finding the middle and having freedom to change. So we're never stuck, because that's what's happening, whether it's Parkinson's or just aging, is the brain and body are getting stuck in states or stuck not being able to do certain functions. And Tai Chi is all about saying, no, 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 not getting stuck. Flow, freedom of movement. And then we finish, after all that moving and turning and whatnot, by coming to stillness and then reorganizing everything around the belly again by going wing, turn your palms up, fold over top, a sort of gathering gesture, and then a settling quality, all the way right in front of your belly button, right? So wherever your belly button is, bring the hands to that level and then turn them so they sort of cradle, a little gentle cradle. Release any tension in the arms and shoulders. Drop. Let it be super soft and relaxed. Make sure the hips and knees and ankles and feet are soft rather than locked, right? Soft. Let's do that final closing movement one more time. Wing, roll, fold over. Feel that soothing, nurturing, nourishing, rejuvenative quality of closing down, like a flower at night closing its petals and going into sleep mode. We put our chi to bed. And make sure you bring the hands low enough, right? Look where mine are. Yeah, because a lot of times people get stuck somewhere in here, like I was saying about being stuck. Make sure you soften and soften and soften. Drop those elbows a little bit more so they're not even flared out like that. Loose. Very good. And then the center palm over the belly button. And then the other hand, center palm over that. Like a little cork in a wine barrel, closing it down. And then the final hand position, grab, fold. It makes a little yin-yang looking symbol. So you do this little hand position and officially close. Great job, everybody. If there are any questions, feel free to unmute. Also, make sure you know where your chair is when you go to sit down.